We're going to start off with Newcastle. We can hear from their gaffer, Eddie Howe. He's been speaking ahead of his side's trip to PSG in the Champions League tonight, and it's live on talkSPORT straight after us. He spoke about how desperate his team is to keep playing Champions League football this season.
I don't think as I said, the motivation, hunger could be any bigger for us at the moment. There's a real motivation in the squad to make memories and create an incredible season for ourselves this year. And we can still do that in this competition, and it's driving us forward every day. That makes tomorrow a huge moment in our season. So today we prepare, we try and build our game plan, we try and get ready to execute what we need to do to try and be competitive in the game, and then it's over to the players.
Over to the players tonight. Huge night for Eddie Howe and the players, of course, all of Newcastle, because if they lose, they're out of the competition. We'll talk about the game a bit later on, live on talkSPORT, of course. And Newcastle fans, you can have your say by picking up the phone now, 03717 22 344. Newcastle, they've got a torrid, an awful list of injured players. Where do Newcastle need to improve or strengthen when that window opens in January, do you think, irrelevant of where they are in this competition if they're still in it?
I think there's a few positions they can be better at. I think goalkeeper, potentially. Now, I like Nick Pope. Question marks around the free kick against Sterling, by the way. That was about 2 metres from the post.
Not the pace of it? He went up and dropped down.
Okay, but it's not in the corner.
No, okay, all right.
But also as well, managers nowadays want goalkeepers that can play with their feet.
Yeah.
And that's his weak point. Shot stopping and all that.
But last year their defensive record was fantastic, Newcastle. Yeah,
2 centre-halves, brilliant, Shah and Botman. But I think goalkeeper, and I like him, but I think they can find a better one to suit the way that maybe they want to play. If they don't want to build from the back, fair enough. Mm-hmm. But if they want to just kick it a bit further forward, then okay, Pope's
bit Freudian.
Yeah, Pope's
Nick
understandable.
Pope.
Yeah. So there's one.
Okay.
Left back.
Left back. Yeah.
Now I like that again. Dan Burn, I like him, but he's not a left back by trade. Do you know what I mean? You could find a better left back one. Maybe that's more accommodating. So maybe Dan Burn switches back to his preferred position, which is centre half. They've got Matt Targett, who's a backup, and Livramento played there against Chelsea. Livramento's a right back. He's better as a right back. We saw him for Southampton. Yeah, play really well. Right wing, Almiron. I like Almiron. I think he's done really well. I think he's came back from when people were making a mockery of him. He's come back to that. But there are better right wings out there.
Go on, name some.
That they could go after.
Yeah,
someone like Olise. Palace.
Okay.
Perfect. I know he's just signed a new contract, but who knows what's going to happen in Palace at the end of the season.
Well, someone like Jarrod Bowen.
See that
he's just on an 8-year deal.
He'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Bowen, and it'd be the right step for him. Newcastle. Them two would probably be. There's probably people screaming at the radio other options, but them two are the first two. Elise,
Sancho.
Sancho, but I think more work would have to be done on that scenario. Like Eddie Howe, who's very good at man managing, having conversation with players. I think he'd have to have a serious conversation with Jadon Sancho to find out where his head's at, people around Jadon Sancho.
And whether or not he'll play on the right-hand side. My understanding is he won't.
Exactly. So I think Olise and Bowen would be perfect. And they're probably the 3 positions, left back, goalkeeper and right wing.
Up top, they've always got injuries to Wilson.
They have, but they've got 2 very good ones. Because there's going to come a point where they're all fit.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So Isak and Wilson, for me, there's an argument. There's an argument. I know there are teams out there that have got good centre-forwards, but they might have the best pair of centre forwards. Now the obvious one that jumps off the page is Haaland and Alvarez. But if you talk about two,
that's better.
Yeah, it's better. But if you talk about 2 centre forwards that can both equally go in, play on their own, and score goals at a high rate, name me a club that's got a better team.
Yeah. It's good.
I mean, they're better than Arsenal's too. Yeah. Eddie and Jesus.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Spurs haven't got one. They've got Son, but that's it.
Yeah, Man United lead with one.
But
Liverpool lead with one.
Who's his backup?
Well, he hasn't got one, has he?
That's my point. So they've got 2.
Yeah, okay. We'll take calls on all the above, 03717 22 344. If they lose tonight, they're out. Just quickly, do you think any Newcastle fans would prefer to be out of European competition if they do lose tonight rather than drop into the Europa League?
I don't think so.
Even just to concentrate, because we said at the beginning of the season how tough it's going to be for a team like Newcastle.
And with the injuries they've had.
Yeah. So you don't think, if they do drop into Europa League, have they got more chance of getting Champions League football the following season by winning that than getting top 4?
No, I think Newcastle fans would also like to go on a run, even if it's Europa.
Okay.
Also, they've got Lewis Hall, left back. He's a good young kid.
Yeah, okay. You talked about him last time.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.